Come on, you can do it. Oh, come on, little boat. Oh, that looks amazing. Want to keep up with the latest Camodo Gaming videos? Be sure to subscribe and click that bell. Hello YouTube, Camodo Gaming here, bringing you guys another episode of Stormworks Build and Rescue. And yes folks, we are back once again, and today it is that time once again. We are back with a build episode. Now you're probably asking yourself, Camodo, where is the boat that you were working on? Well, if you watched one of my last episodes of Stormworks, you would know that my computer completely bombed out. The SSD is gone, and that's where my save was for my boat. So today we're going to be starting another new one. So I'm actually going to look at this like a positive. I'm not going to be mad the whole fact that I did lose that boat, but today I think I'm actually going to take this time to show you guys a little bit more in depth with my build process. Now do keep in mind I am no professional builder. The workshop has some crazy creations and I am nowhere near that level, so we're going to be starting off with a basic boat, and then as we do more build episodes we'll probably get a little more advanced in our creations. Also, another thing I want to try eventually, maybe we'll start it on another build episode, I do want to actually try to build a plane, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to die a lot of times during that episode. So we'll go ahead and probably put our boat through a series of tests at the end of this episode, including probably a Tsunami, might do a Megalodon test, and we might go do a mission too, just to try to cover our bases here. So if you guys are enjoying the build episodes on the channel, maybe hit that thumbs up button, and if you guys have any suggestions for the builds, let me know down in that comment section below, but let's do this. Alright, so first thing we're going to do, let's go ahead and turn on symmetry mode, and we're going to start off with the hull of the boat here. So I'm thinking kind of a medium-sized boat like the last one that we attempted to put together. Let me go ahead and see how long I want it. So if that's our center point, that doesn't feel long enough. What I like to do, I'm going to go ahead and build just like a long platform here, and I'm going to spawn it into the water because the builder is a little deceiving to me, and I can never get a for sure feel for like how big this truly is. So let's go ahead and spawn this piece in the water, and oh yeah, it's definitely going to need to be bigger. So say the engine rooms here towards the back, cabs, yeah, we're definitely probably at least twice the size of this little plank here. So let me go ahead and get back in there and we'll start to build the hull. Alright, that's looking pretty toasty right there. So that's the front point of the boat. I think I want a more rounded front end this time. My last one was pretty pointed looking. So I'm thinking this is going to be like a career boat, probably something like a tugboat too. We'll go with like a tug/rescue boat. So basically I'm going to keep skewing these back like this, and then eventually we'll come around to like a rounded end. Let me go ahead and do the bottom here and we'll see what it looks like. Alright, so we have a platform down here. Let me go ahead and put a diesel engine in, and this will also help me kind of figure out how big this boat truly is. So this is going to be a placeholder. This might not be the final spot. In my last boat, I actually had the engine way too far back because like the first thing that happened, a Megalodon hit the back of the boat and like knocked the clutch out, and it was terrible. So, okay, we definitely need to go bigger, so that just kind of gives me an idea as to how big we are at the current moment. Now, I think the engine room is going to be one single room down here. My last one was kind of split up into two sections, but I don't think I want to do that on this particular build. Alright, so you're probably going to notice that the front of the boat isn't exactly even. You see how the point's a little odd looking? I'm going to start it like this, and then once we start to layer up, I'm going to see how I need to change the nose. Because I'm kind of curious. Actually, what we're going to do here on the side, let me go ahead, I'm going to shave one section here, starting here on the side, and then we're going to actually angle that up. Alright, so the bow is starting to take shape. I'm actually going to shift the color here. I'm having a little bit of problems actually seeing what I'm putting down. But yeah, let's go ahead and start this. This is coming along pretty well. I'm going to see how I'm going to shape the side of the boat because I'd like to add a little bit of character to it. But if you guys were to design a boat here in Stormworks, say for people who don't even have the game, what would you guys put on a boat to start off with here in Stormworks? Let me know and we'll get around to doing some of this. Okay, so the bow has been built up. I'm probably going to eliminate some blocks here in a second. I get a little messy when I'm actually building those. So let me go ahead and bring the walls up real quick, and we're just going to get a look as to what this looks like. That's not too bad. I might change the bow a little bit more. I kind of like how it points off a little bit towards the end. But yeah, that's kind of a thing. We're going to set it in the water here in a second. I need a top deck. Yeah, we're definitely going to have to clean up some of these blocks here. Let me think. If I were to build a top deck, maybe... Hold on, let's go back towards the engine, actually. Okay, so we're right on edge where that top needs to be. So let me go ahead and just put a piece here, almost like a placeholder to make sure I clear and kind of where the top deck's actually going to be here. Alright, so it looks like if I were to put a deck on this, it would definitely clear, so that's good to know there. Okay, so I think that's about the height that I want my bow to be, so let's go ahead. I'm going to add these slanted blocks to make it ramp up like that, and then I'm going to cap this top section off with a block like this. So that should add a nice little shape to the very top section. And then we'll add like a connector to the front, of course. That actually looks pretty decent. We'll eliminate some of these excessive blocks that we have in here. But yeah, as far as the shape, pretty happy with that. We'll go ahead and start to work on other sections. Just a shot here. Of course, the top deck is going to be this top block. So you've got quite a bit of a, I would call it overhang here. And then we can always add the railings to the side of the boat to protect people from falling off. Alright, so we're going to start to place some things down here. So I think I'm going to have the generator in the on the side here. So we'll probably, let's turn off the symmetry mode real quick. Probably stick that over there. So I need to work on some piping. We'll probably put the fluid heat sink here and the fluid tank. Do we want it like that? Actually, let's just turn it over like that. So that'll probably set there. We're gonna do 2 small tanks. We'll have a small tank for water, and then we'll have a bigger tank for fuel, probably right in front of it. And then we'll stick the battery in the middle of the boat. I think that'll work pretty good. Alright, so one thing I actually learned to do, and it was actually from one of Attaboy's tutorials, is to actually color code your pipes, which if I wasn't thinking, I probably wouldn't do this at all. So this is going to be for the coolant, so I'm going to run it up to the heat sink, and then we'll have the, I guess we'll have a tank. Actually, I need to route a tank into this too. We'll go ahead and just route it into the heat sink for now, and then we'll add an additional couple pipes for a tank once we get it in. Okay, so that's going to hook in there. Okay, so we have that. So the next one is fuel. So we're going to turn that to red. We're going to send it downward too. And then actually we'll do like that. And then let me think here. How do we want this to look? Probably just go straight this way. So we'll go kind of like this. And then we'll go down and we'll have the fuel tank up here. So that's for fuel. Exhaust, actually air is the top one. Air, we're going to make that the bright silver. We'll just send that pipe out. And then this is for exhaust, which I don't know where we're going to actually send the exhaust out, but let me go ahead and get a couple pipes started for that. All right, so that gives you guys an idea as to how this works. And then the back here, this is going to be power. So go to your propellers and generators. So we'll go ahead and put a yellow pipe out that way. So that's going to be our basic engine setup right now. Alright, so I'm going to give you guys a little progress update. So you can see the blue here, that's going to be the start of the water tank. The red is going to be the fuel tank. And then up here is going to be all the area for a couple rooms and all of that good stuff. I also do need to go ahead and put the battery in. So battery, we're going to stick it right here in the middle. And then we'll build a wall around this. Okay, I think I like the way this is lined up. This will give us a little bit of room under the boat. I don't want to have like a whole bunch of empty space under there. For like cabins and stuff. I want to kind of keep it a little bit more precise for this boat. But let me go ahead and build this fuel tank. If you're asking what that is down there, that's just a fluid spawner. That'll spawn in the fuel. And then I'll do one for the water tank too. Okay, we're about to hook up this fuel tank. I've got a little port here, so let's go like that. And boom, boom. Fuel tank should be hooked up. We'll make sure it spawns in diesel inside of there. I think it's a decent size, and then eventually you could add a couple more ports to make it to where you can refuel this thing. But I think for the time being, I'm actually pretty satisfied with that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and route in the water here. So I actually made a little tie-in to our pipes over there, so there we go. Alright, so we got a water tank, fuel tank. We need to figure out where we're getting our air and where we're going to be pumping that exhaust out at. I think I'm going to send the exhaust probably just straight up. And then we'll have either some ports up here or some sort of stack here to just get this stuff out. So, alright, so I'm debating on closing this deck off real quick. So if I were to do this, that's what we're dealing with right now. Now, you notice the pipes coming up through here. I'm actually going to make like a little stack. So exhaust is going to be pouring out, plus it's going to be receiving air and traveling down towards the engine. I'll have to figure out this back section. We'll have to round it off a bit. But we're getting close to a basic functional boat here. We'll have to add a couple more things here real soon. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and start to tie the back of this boat together real quick. So let's go ahead and go boom. With that piece, we got some wedge pieces coming here. And then I think we just need probably just a solid piece to cap the back off. We'll figure out how we're actually going to make this thing turn. Let's see, let's go up here. Let's get the white. There we go. Boat is almost sealed off. We're about to see if it floats. I need to do something with those pipes first before I do that, but I think for the most part, I think we're almost ready here, so we'll cap that off there. There we go. Alright, so we're going to get air from up here, and we're about to let out the exhaust here. So let's go ahead and go something like that. I'm going to put some of these little fluid ports up here. Actually, they're probably going to need to be white. So that's where the exhaust is going to spew out. I'm going to build a little box around this, and it's going to hopefully get some air from up here. I'm not really sure about the top of the boat, how the design is going to be, so this might be kind of temporary. But we'll see what you guys think of it, and then we can adjust accordingly from there. Okay, so I think I'm pretty happy with that so far. We're going to change that up a little bit. Let's go and see if this thing floats. This is pretty important. Yes, it does. It is indeed sealed off, so that's good to go there. All right, so we're going to have to see what we're going to start adding now. I'm going to go ahead and add railings, and then we're going to work on a little bit of a bridge. Now, a lot of you guys didn't like on the last boat the whole fact that I had 2 pilot seats up at the front. A lot of people just wanted to see just a single, like, wheel or a helm. So we're going to go with that design here today. All right, so we are adding railings now. So I actually noticed there's a bit of a gap here. I don't exactly like this right in this area. So what I might do, I think we're going to go ahead and we're going to scale back and cut some of this off. Or actually, we're going to add to is what we're going to do. Let's go grab a wedge piece here. So let me go ahead, cut these like this. And then maybe we'll go block. Actually, we'll ignore that one block. So maybe we'll go like something like this, I think. I'm a little bit more satisfied with this. That way there's not that big gap there between the railing. I think I actually like that quite a bit better. All right, so let's cut that off. All right, so let me go ahead and put railings up the side of the rest of this boat real quick. All right, so real quick, I'm going to go ahead and start to work on the bridge here. That way we can get an idea as to what the inside's going to potentially look like. We're going to build a pretty rough version of this just to get this thing started. That way we can have a little bit of fun with it this episode. So I'm going to measure everything out here and figure out exactly where I want this thing placed. Alright, so for this next part, I'm going to have to use a lot of patience because it's my least favorite part. Like, I like building bridges, but I don't like putting in windows. So I'm going to have to figure out a pattern here that actually works and that I'm satisfied with here. So this is going to take me a little bit to do. So I'm probably going to go ahead and just build this front end real quick and not focus on talking. That way I can figure out exactly what the heck I'm doing here. So we'll have a good progress update here in a second. Alright, so real quick update. I did finish the front windows. I'm actually fairly satisfied with this. There's a couple things to touch up and kind of reshape, but I think this is going to work for the bridge. And I'm going to leave this open for now. That way I can start to put some of the components down in there. And then we'll worry about closing this whole area off. So let's give you an idea as to what this is going to look like. I'm actually really digging the way this boat looks. I wasn't too sure at first, but I feel like, I mean, there's going to be a couple things I can adjust, but I feel like for the most part, I'm pretty satisfied so far. All right, so here comes the helm. I actually think that's actually a good size there, so you should definitely be able to see everything. So you can see that I've elevated the bridge up here. It's actually not very big, but what I'm going to do here, I'm going to add like a little stairwell probably right in the middle, and this will break off to maybe some monitoring systems. Maybe there'll be a set of stairs that goes down to the bottom of the boat. And then you're going to notice there's going to be a, let me go and unselect this real quick. There's going to be a little gap here. And I'm going to put a little roof area so you can walk back and forth between the boat. And we're going to kind of slant this off and maybe curve it off a little bit. But it's kind of hard to explain what I'm doing there, but I think you guys will like it once we're done. Let me go ahead and get some doors in. We're going to get some stairs ready. All right, so doing some interior work. You can see I've added the little staircase to the bridge. I'm not going to probably do dials and all that other good extra stuff this episode. We're just going to get the basic starter and throttles in and just make sure everything runs. But what I am going to do, I am actually going to go ahead and cut a staircase to get down. Do I want the staircase here? I mean, I guess I could put a hatch here somewhere on the back. Maybe that'll be the way down to the engine room, and we'll save this for maybe another little hatch and some other little work area, because I think another set of stairs is going to be a little big for this. So maybe we'll cut a hole about like that. Actually, that's above the fuel tank, is it not? Ooh, that is a bit of an issue. Okay, so maybe we do have to put it in on the side here. All right, so I think I have a way for this to actually work. So we're going to have a hatch. This will lead down to the bottom deck here. I think maybe I could stick a ladder right here. And then, yeah, you could, that's 3 across. You could definitely go across that, so that'll probably work. Let's do something like that real quick. All right, so I've cut the stairs down to the bottom here. I know it looks a little weird because I cut into the tank, but I think I'm actually going to repaint this tank and make it look like a hallway, and then we're going to close the engine room off a bit. It's going to be pretty stuffy down here, but I think for the most part it's going to work out pretty good. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start putting in throttle levers. We'll get the clutch in. Everything just kind of taken care of here. And I think for the most part, we're going to be pretty close to ready to go here. All right, so I think for the most part, we're done with the basic boat. We can go into more advanced stuff here really soon. Now, the last time we built a boat on an episode, we actually had like the hull and all that was pre-built, so it didn't take me nearly as long. But this was completely from scratch for this one. So I think as far as the boat, as long as it functions right now, I think I'll be okay. So let's see if this thing floats. Okay, spawns down in the water. There we go. It doesn't look too bad. Looks like the front end's a little down, but it's probably because we haven't added too much to the back. But I actually do kind of like the way this thing floats. Hold on, let's walk around to the front. Oh yeah, that's actually pretty nice. All right. So let's go ahead and hop inside here. We can do a little bit of testing. Let's go ahead. So we got our lights here. Actually, lights are on this one. This bottom switch will be for the external lights. Let's go ahead and crank it up here. Oh, yeah. Okay, throttle up. Okay, we can turn the starter off. Clutch in. Look at that. She works. Actually doesn't look too bad with how it holds out of the water here. Not too bad at all. All right, so she does turn. Turning's actually quite nice. You can see where I've stuck a winch on the back. I haven't fully hooked it up. I'm just kind of playing with this position. Let's confirm battery's at 100%. Okay, so battery hasn't gone down any, so it's definitely generating its own battery. So that's really all you can ask for. All right, so let's go ahead and run a couple more tests here. We'll go ahead and start. Let's override and go big waves. We'll see how it handles those. Looking pretty good so far. Pretty sporty. Not too bad at all. Okay, so that functions. Trying to think of what we're going to do with the paint job here. It looks way too white. Like, I like the blue on the bottom and the blue roof, but it feels like we need like a stripe or something. We could do like a red stripe or even a different shade of blue. Maybe we could do like a two-tone blue. So you have the dark blue on the bottom and the light blue on the top. We could potentially do that. Trying to think what else we can add. We need a connector on the front. We need cameras, horn, fog lights, some sort of probably life system, maybe a small... I don't know if a crane would really work on this. It's kind of a small boat, so you're not going to be lifting up too much that's heavy without tipping it over. All right, so this test went pretty well. Let's go ahead. Let's step it up a notch. Let's go Tsunami. All right, so we have a Tsunami on the way. We'll see if we can face off against that. And I'm pretty sure the Megalodon, if we spawn that, it's just going to kill us. But I guess it would also give us a little bit of an idea if our innards can actually hold together. I think I've moved everything a little bit away from the wall on the inside, so I think maybe we'll be okay. All right, here we go, Tsunami time. We're going to hit it directly and hope that we'll just launch over the other side. All right, here we go. Looking pretty good, pretty toasty. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Ooh, come on. Come on, you can do it. Oh, come on, little boat. Oh, that looks amazing. Uh-oh, I think she's going to flip. No, 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 no. Uh-oh, oh, 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 that's bad. Oh, and, okay, so, note to self. She's not tsunami-proof. Hold on, will it go over? Nope, we've capsized. Well, hey, look, I missed a paint spot. Okay, well, that kind of reminds me I need to go over this thing a little bit and paint it. All right, this would be the time we would be panicking right now, maybe getting some sort of... Actually, I don't think a lifeboat would save us here. All right, so tsunamis are not my boat's best friend. That's noted. All right, so we know indeed it is not tsunami-proof, but there's not many boats that are. Actually, a lot of them actually float back, or flip back over, I should say. Let's see. Trying to figure out if I want to add something to the paint here. Do I like that? I don't know if I like that, huh? Let's try an orange. What if I put an orange? That's actually not too bad. What if it was too thick? No, probably not too thick. Let me try a couple little paint ideas. We can always change this, but I want to make it look a little less bare here. All right, so I'm actually kind of liking this little two-tone here. So we're going to stick with this. Let me go ahead and save it one more time here. There we go. All right, so we have one more test. I was going to do a mission, but I don't have a lot of the stuff equipped. I'd have to do that winch, do the connectors. And honestly, I think with how much I've built today, I think I want to get your guys' feedback before I really proceed much further. So we got one more test here. We are going to have our Megalodon Test. I don't know, you're probably not going to face this thing very often, but, you know, it's always fun to spawn in. Which, by the way, I'm going to do a couple less of the Megalodon things that I've been doing recently. I've just been excited since the update came out, and you guys had so many ideas. I think the last thing we're probably going to do is we are going to do a Submarine versus Megalodon, just to see what it's like to be inside of one of those when that thing attacks, which I think that could be pretty cool. So you might see that tomorrow. But other than that, I want to kind of get back to some of my normal episodes here. Not saying there's anything wrong with the Megalodon, it's absolutely fun, but there's a couple things I want to get accomplished. Alright, so here I am minding my own business in my little ship, and oh no. Oh, no, here they come. Okay, let's see. How is this thing going to hold up? I mean, if they damage the back, it's not going to move, but I'm curious about the engine and the hull, and oh no. Uh-oh. Ooh, he's chasing me. Oh, and I think he just destroyed... Oh yeah, now I can't really turn the boat. Now that's perfect. Hey, look, the props still... Those are still running. Okay, we're good there. Uh-oh. Man, this boat is way too small. Actually, what just got damaged? Wait, was it seriously the... Hold on. Was that the clutch again? I'll go down here. What is damaged? Oh, I thought I... Oh, yep, the clutch is destroyed. Really? Okay. I thought I moved that a little forward, but even then, it still damaged it. Uh-oh. Oh, here it comes. Ooh! Holy man. Oh, okay. Yep, we are, yeah, we're definitely in trouble. How much damage do they do? Oh, the thing's gonna be taking on water. So, that's something I need to think about, too, is potentially adding... Oh, there's another hit. Yeah, I need to add compartments to this thing. That way I can try to seal off the hole and keep it from taking water. I'll probably also put a sink feature on here just for funsies, but missions and stuff like that. Oh yeah, she's taking on a lot of damage. She doesn't move. We are dead in the water right now. Oh well. But anyways, I think that's going to wrap it up for this first episode of... We're going to call this the Revamped Build series because obviously new computer. I got my builds back. I'm going to start saving these to the workshop too. That way, just in case something like that happens again, I won't lose my progress on my boats. So anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode of Stormworks, and we will see you guys next time.